In this tutorial, we're going to continue working on our website's homepage, and we'll be concentrating on the bottom area, the footer, and we'll be adding some special offer text, some social network icon links, and a newsletter sign up box. And right at the bottom, we'll add some corporate information. Because the footer is going to be universal throughout our entire website, we're going to add it for the master page, even though we have a separate master page for the home page than we will have for the other pages. For now, we'll add it to master page A, and then as we need another master page, we'll just make a copy of that and edit it as we need. So under site panel, I'm going to go to master pages and then master A. I'm just going to zoom in. I'm just going to add a text frame just here. I'm just going to call it special offers. Just going to highlight it and make it white. Now what I want is for this text frame to be the same distance from the top as this guideline is from the top, just so that it looks more balanced. I know that the difference between the guideline and that quick shape top is about 25 pixels, and if I click on the quick shape and look at the transform panel in the bottom, you can see the quick shape starts at 1170, so this text frame needs to start at 1195. So I'm just going to click on it, and when I do that, it won't select it because this quick shape is already selected. So to get around that, I'm just going to hold down the control key and then just select it. Just like that. And I'm just going to change it from 1191 in the transform panel to 1195. Okay, so I'm just going to make a copy of that just by holding down the control key and dragging down. I'm going to change the size to 10 pixels, and I'm just going to add in my special offer text. Since I don't have any, I'm just going to highlight it and add some placeholder text. So that's just text, insert, filler with placeholder text. And I'm just going to end with, comma, to find out more, contact us. I'm just going to change that to a hyperlink just by selecting it. Right click, hyperlink, site page, contact us, and then OK. As you can see, it's gone to the default hyperlink colors, which may be difficult for us to see against this blue background. So I'm just going to click this edit hyperlink button. I'm just going to go to appearance, and where it says text link appearance, I'm just going to select custom formatting, and I'm just going to change it to something slightly different. So I'll make it number 4, and again rollover, followed and active can stay the same. I'm also going to add a title, so when you hover over the hyperlink, this will be displayed, and it will just be contact us for more information. And I'm just going to click OK. Cool. And I'm just going to make a duplicate of this just by holding down the control key and dragging down, and then just doing that one more time. Just to about there, and that looks fine to me. Okay, just to make sure these are evenly spread out, what I'm going to do is hold down shift, select this first one, or last one, the middle one, the top one, and then from the align panel in the bottom right, I'm just going to select space evenly down. Okay, so that's great. That's our first column done. Okay, moving on to our second column, I'm just going to copy this heading across from the first column just by holding down control and dragging to the right. I'm just going to rename that recommended reading. And I'm just going to drag one of the text frames from the left column as well, again just by holding down control and just dragging to the right. And I'm going to put in here recommended reading website, and I'm just going to turn this last letter into a hyperlink. Again, I'm just selected it all, and right click hyperlink. This time I'll go with internet page and I'll just select the serif website. So that's www.serif.com. And what I'll do is I'll also make sure under appearance that again I'm using a different style to the default one, otherwise if you recall the blue won't show up against the blue for the quick shape. So custom formatting, and again I'll use scheme color 4, and I'll also put in a title that says external link. Okay, and I'll just press OK. I'm just going to resize this frame, and I'm just going to duplicate this text frame just by holding down Control and dragging down. I'll do this several times. I think one more time just to there. I'm just going to hold down Shift and select all the text frames, and again from the bottom right align panel I'm going to choose space evenly down, and that will make sure that they're nice and evenly spaced. Okay, so moving on to the third column. Again I'm just going to grab the heading from the second column, hold down Control, move it across. This time I'm going to call it Connect with Us. And I want to add in some social network icons here, just Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. To do that, I'm going to go to the left hand panel, and I'm going to go to the Assets panel, Browse, and under Pack Files you should see Social Media, and then you can just select whichever one of these icons you want. So I'm going to go for that Facebook, I will go for that Twitter and that YouTube. I'm just going to click Close. You can see them on the left panel, so I'll just drag them to the page. Just like that, and at the same time I'll just right click, hyperlink, internet page, and I'll just put in www.facebook.com and then /i+360, and of course that part will probably be the same for you, and then you'll just put in your own unique page, your fan page, your business page, or your personal page. And I'm just going to click OK, and then just drag across Twitter. You can see the dynamic guide there, that red line. It's come into play so that you know exactly where the center of this icon is compared to the Facebook one. So again, just going to right click that, hyperlink, internet page, and www.twitter.com /i+360. Okay, great. And then just the final one, YouTube. Again, I'm just going to put it just right there. And again, right click, hyperlink, internet page, and this will be www.youtube.com /livingwandsworth. Now previously when we've been setting hyperlinks, when you click on those hyperlinks, they won't open in a new window, they will just be displayed in that same browser window. But if we want a new window tab or a new tab to be opened up, then we can go to target window, where it says target window or frame type. Instead of same window, you can choose new window. So I'll just do that for this one and click OK. Okay, so that's our YouTube, Twitter and Facebook icons there. Again, I'm just going to select them. And again, from the align panel, this time I'm going to choose space evenly across, just to make sure that they're nice and evenly spaced. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to do here is to add a newsletter sign up box. So again, I'm just going to copy down this header, holding down the Control key just to there, and I'm going to put in newsletter sign up. And to add that newsletter sign up, which will just be the name and the email address, I'm going to go to the left panel again, Quick Builder, and down to Forms, and I'm just going to drag the first one, Form, to the page. And when the form wizard pops up, you've got a choice of creating a new form from scratch using the form wizard. You can adapt a standard form, or you can just create an entire blank form and then just add the controls that you want on the actual web page rather than using the wizard. So I'm going to go for use and adapt a standard form, and I'm going to click next, and let's just scroll through the choices that we've got here, and I think that's pretty much the one that I want, so I'll just click next, and here it asks make sure that you've got all the controls, all the boxes and the correct labels on the form that you want. So that all looks okay. So I'm just going to click next. And on the action screen, it's asking you when somebody fills in this form and they click the submit button, what will happen to the data? So how will it get to you? Normally, the easiest way to deal with this is to use Serif Web Resources. You do need to have a Serif Web Resources account, which is free. And at the moment, there is a WebPlus X4 video of mine on how to create a Serif Web Resource account, and also how to submit form data and create a basic form and use Serif Web Resources to submit that data. Alternatively, you can create a PHP script, and that way you won't be using Serif Web Resources. You can just have your own little file that will automatically submit the data to your email box. For now, also there's a video for that as well, but for now we're just going to go with no action, and I'm just going to click finish, and it will paste the form on our page. It's slightly a bit too big and slightly doesn't fit our area, so I'm just going to address that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I don't want the reset button, so I'm just going to delete that. I don't want it to say email address. Email is just fine, so I can just shorten that. I'll just move that to the left. I'll move that just there. In fact, I'll resize this one to about there, and I'll just take that submit button and I will just move it there. I'll just resize the entire form. Now notice it's orange, and this form it is an orange color, but what we can do is just get rid of that just from the swatches. Make sure you select the fill and just choose none. And I'm just going to change the text here to be white. I'm just going to align that with the top heading. Great. Okay, we will work on how to style up and make your form look even better, but we'll do that in some of the more videos to follow, because that will be slightly more advanced. Okay, great. So we've pretty much done our header, our footer, and that's what it looks like. So I just want to add one more thing, and that's just the company name in the bottom left. So again, I'm just going to add an HTML text frame, drag it out. I just put in an open bracket, a C, and a closed bracket, and it put that copyright sign in. And again, I'm just going to make this white, and I'm just going to resize it so that it's nicely in the center. Okay, so that's pretty much done. Okay, so let's have a look how it looks on the home page. So there's our home page, and that looks quite nice, neat and ordered. Now there's just one thing that I would like to explain, and that is, at the moment, the way that these objects sit on the master page, if we want to resize the page, what happens, they get cut off. So anytime we're using this master page and we resize a page that's linked to it, these objects will get cut off. So let me just undo that. We're going to go back to the master page. I'm just going to select all the objects, right click, arrange, and then attach to bottom of page. Now when you resize the page, they won't move. They will always stay at the bottom of the page. So again, if I go to the home page and I try that again, you can see that they're moving as I resize the page. Great, so I'll just undo that. And that looks fine. One thing I have noticed is that we want everything to end on this red guideline. Now what you could do is you could just move the page up and then just reposition the guide. That's fine. But now I'm just going to select that second block and I'm just going to move it down. And that still looks fine. So let's just preview that. So I'm just going to press Alt-1. And I'm just going to scroll down. And there you can see our rollovers, our external links, our social network icons, and our newsletter sign up. And that all looks pretty good. Okay. So in the next tutorial, we're going to be working on something quite important, and that will be adding a logo to the top left of your web page. So do join me then.